Let's talk about the danger of repeating narratives that we have heard over and over again that feel comfortable to us without doing our own research. And we're going to use the story of the Good Samaritan. And you don't need to be Christian to hear the historical bias behind the word good, describing the Good Samaritan that we have normalized. So for centuries, people have been calling the Good Samaritan good because if you look in the Bible, you'll probably see the subtitle of that story in Luke as the parable of the Good Samaritan. And good is what we have traditionally called that Samaritan because it's the Samaritan who stopped when he saw a Jewish man lying on the side of the road, beaten and without clothes. But before the Samaritan stopped, two other Jewish people, a priest and a Levite, saw the man laying on the ground and walked past him. But it was the Samaritan who stopped to help the man and even took the man, lifted him up from the ground, put him on the donkey, and took him to a place of shelter to be cared for until he was well. And the Samaritan paid the cost for his care. So we here in 2025, we have traditionally repeated the good, which is a characteristic, a label assigned to the Samaritan in the story based on a subtitle someone created for the Bible hundreds of years ago, possibly thinking the Samaritan is good because he stopped to help the man. Or, and this is where historical context is so incredibly important and powerful, Jews did not like Samaritans. Jews looked down on Samaritans and treated them as lower class citizens, even though Samaritans and Jews came from the same bloodlines and had similar cultures, beliefs, and practices. And you are welcome to do your own research here to see why and where it started. You can even go through the Bible and see the historical tension Jews had with Samaritans and the tension they had with each other, but we don't read the Bible like that. We like to pick and choose what we like or base our knowledge on what other people say about the Bible, and the way we might even use it as a weapon to try to control others, but that's the subject of other videos. Anyway, the reason we have been repeating the label good before Samaritan is because Jews did not see Samaritans as good. So the Jews seeing a Samaritan in a good way gives them liberty to say, well, we definitely do not think Samaritans are good, but this one, he's good because of what he did. He stopped to help one of our own people. And our own people didn't stop to help him. So this man, he's a good Samaritan. That's like your people seeing yourselves as superior to another group of people and maybe having a bunch of biases and stereotypes against them, but one of those people do something that you think is good. So you start calling them the good whatever, the good Puerto Rican, the good Mexican, the good Canadian, the good Palestinian, the good Jew, the good Dutch, the good Asian, whatever. Are you following me? Sometimes we don't even have to say the words. Our minds automatically think it. And when our entire culture repeats the same way of thinking, the Good Samaritan, as an example, then we won't even question what we're saying and where it came from. So, what does that mean for us? There are many things that we as individuals and as a collective are saying that are seriously full of biases. And many of us know it. And we're trying to tell you and we're trying to tell each other. But some of us are way too stuck in what we think is right because it feels right, especially since so many people are repeating the same thing for generations. But you want to hear what the good thing is? You don't have to parrot what people say. You can do your own research and you can create a new narrative, your own narrative based on more awareness and insight. We can all do better and be better individually and as a collective.